AI is completely changing how people plan for retirement. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use AI to map out exactly where I'm at today with my financial plan, what to do next, and how to retire faster with Bitcoin. So after working in finance and financial planning and holding Bitcoin for a long time, I knew that there were a lot of other variables outside of just the price that I needed to answer. So things like how much am I going to pay in taxes? Which accounts should I contribute to? Should I borrow against Bitcoin or should I sell it to live off of? And how does my entire financial plan all connect together? So, none of the tools that I could find online let me model this accurately. And if you go looking for help when your financial plan completely revolves around Bitcoin, you're gonna run into a few different problems that I think lead most people to using AI for help. The first is that most financial advisors today don't really understand Bitcoin well enough to recommend a meaningful allocation to it. So, they've spent their entire career in traditional finance with portfolios that are full of stocks and bonds and mutual funds and index funds. And Bitcoin sits completely outside of what they've been trained on and what they understand. So they just default to capping it at like 5 to 10% of your portfolio. And the training that they get doesn't really exist in the traditional world to really understand Bitcoin. So most advisors treat it like a risky hedge or like a side bet. The second problem is incentive. So advisors are incentivized by stability and they're rewarded for the fees that they charge their clients. And most clients that an advisor is going to work with can't really handle the volatility that comes with Bitcoin. So they automatically associate the volatility that Bitcoin has with risk. Although most people if you spend a lot of time trying to understand Bitcoin, you don't see it this way. You don't see it as risky and you see it as a legitimate path to retirement and financial freedom. But most advisors recommend lower allocations just to keep their clients calm and to keep themselves from getting fired during like a Bitcoin bear market. The third problem is the advisory business model. So advisors typically get paid a percentage of the assets that they manage. And if you self-custody Bitcoin, the advisor can't usually charge fees on it. So even if they want to help you, there's not really a real way to make it a part of their business easily. This then makes it difficult for you to find someone who actually sit down with you and to figure out how Bitcoin fits into the rest of your plan. So things like your tax strategy, your estate planning that's more complicated with self-custody Bitcoin, and how to create a plan to actually live off of it once you get to retirement. Most advisors are focused on asset management and selling insurance products. So when you come to them with Bitcoin, it's mostly outside of what they're comfortable advising on. So either you can't afford the right advisor or you can afford one, but they're charging you tens of thousands a year to mostly sell your Bitcoin or rebalance your portfolio every quarter down. And most people who hold Bitcoin today found it by being willing to be contrarian and questioning what most of traditional finance says about your plan and by doing most of this on your own. So if this is you, you've probably turned to AI to help solve some of this and get some guidance on what you should be doing. And if you like this video and want to see more content like this, I send weekly emails about Bitcoin and financial planning to my email list, and you can sign up for that with the link below the video. But there's two problems with using AI for financial planning that most people probably aren't aware of. The first problem is that AI doesn't have a complete picture of your entire financial life, and without that, it can't give you advice that actually fits like your specific situation like a financial advisor sitting across the table from you would. AI does have its own memory now, so if you've used like ChatGPT or any of the other major platforms, you probably noticed that it will remember things about you between conversations that you're having with it. The model and the platform that you're using will save facts about you as you talk to it in chats over time in like a text file. And you can think about this like a notepad. So every time you tell it something, it'll write down something about you in the memory file to reference later in future conversations. So for example, if you've talked to it about your financial plan, it would record something like you have $250,000 in Bitcoin, you're married with 2 kids, and you live in Tennessee. The problem here is that there's no way to know what's in your memory in that text file and if it matches what's in your current financial reality. So for example, if AI saved a fact about you 6 months ago, your portfolio might be completely different now. So if Bitcoin moved 30% up or down, or if you contributed to a 401k, or if you paid off a loan, or if you switched jobs and have a different income now. It doesn't know any of that unless you go back and correct it. And even then, you're trusting that the memory updated the right way and it didn't contradict something that you'd saved earlier. The second piece is something called the context window. So this is how much the AI can hold in each conversation during a single chat session. You can think about this like a whiteboard. So if you were to go down a whiteboard from the top, if you start a conversation and everything gets written on the whiteboard as you go down, the AI can see everything that's on the whiteboard. But the whiteboard has a fixed size and it's capped at the bottom. So the longer your conversation goes, the more gets written, and eventually the oldest stuff that's at the top gets erased to make room for new information. This is why long conversations with AI will start to feel dumb, and it'll start to hallucinate and forget facts and leave out information that you might have told it earlier in the conversation. And so now if we take a step back and just think about what a real financial planning conversation actually requires. So this is things like your Bitcoin holdings and all of your retirement accounts spread across different exchanges. These are balances, your income and how stable it is, what debt you hold, the rates and terms on that debt, and then your personal like profile. So how you feel about risk tolerance, how you feel personally about holding large amounts of debt to buy Bitcoin or to live off of, how comfortable you are with what percentage of your portfolio needs to be in Bitcoin, and then things like how your spouse feels about it, what your tax situation is, and how your custody setup impacts your estate planning and inheritance. This is the kind of context that a good financial advisor would build over years of working with you. And the most that an AI can hold is a few facts that get contradicted, and it depends on what's being stored in that memory file. And if your financial life is spread out across different accounts and platforms anyway, there's not a clean source of truth for the AI to pull from every time. So even if you spend an hour telling ChatGPT everything you can about your finances, a few conversations later, it's working from an incomplete picture, and there's no way to know if it's up to speed on everything as your account balances update. The second part of this problem is with AI's training. And this is the one reason the answers you get from AI about Bitcoin specifically sound like they came from like a traditional financial advisor. So let me explain how AI actually learns, because once you understand this, you'll see exactly why it gives the advice that it does. So training is how AI models learn. So before you type a question, the model with the company's provider has spent a large amount of time reading like huge text files all over the internet. So things like blogs, books, articles, academic papers, news outlets, regulatory filings, forum posts, and just billions of different pages and files of information all over the internet. The model then learns patterns from all of the data that they're taking in. So what ideas tend to follow other ideas, what answers tend to follow the questions that you're asking. And when you ask the AI a question, it isn't necessarily looking something up, it's generating an answer based off of what's most consistent with everything that it's learned up until this point. So it's predicting the most likely response given the patterns that are in its training data and all the information that's taken in. So if you think about what makes up the financial training data in all of these models, the vast majority of financial content on the internet comes from traditional finance. So places like Vanguard and Fidelity and Morningstar and CNBC, the Wall Street Journal, and other like SEC filings and mainstream like financial advisor blogs. And then there's thousands of books on retirement planning all over the internet that assume a stock and a bond portfolio. So although some of this information is starting to change as Bitcoin gets adopted into the mainstream, the consensus across all of this content is still the same, and it's that you should hold a diversified portfolio generally and treat volatility the same as risk. So then when you go to AI to ask it about your Bitcoin plan, it's reflecting the consensus view of all the financial content that it was trained on. And the consensus view has spent the last 15 years calling Bitcoin a scam, a Ponzi scheme, and a bubble. So I've tested this myself with multiple Bitcoin heavy plans and AI without memory of speaking to me about what my thoughts are. And almost every single time, the first thing that it will flag is the Bitcoin position itself. And it won't question you about like your strategy or ways to improve your plan. It's going to flag concentration and higher risk in your portfolio. Before I show you how I solved both of these problems, there's one thing that's important for you to understand. It's impossible to include all of the context that's relevant to your profile, how you feel about Bitcoin, your risk tolerance, how long you've held it for, and all of these other factors that combine into like your personal profile that helps you make decisions. So for example, if you take two Bitcoiners with the same $500,000 in Bitcoin, one person's 35, they're single with a high income, and they have a lot of conviction in where Bitcoin's going long term. Then on the flip side, we have someone that's 55 years old, they're married with kids, that are in college and they need Bitcoin for retirement in 10 years to live off of. So these two people have the exact same allocation, but they have two completely different situations. And there's no one size fits all Bitcoin financial plan. So context over your life is the only way that a good financial planning actually happens. And this is the problem that I built this system that I'm going to show you to solve. So I needed a way that I could hold my entire financial picture and my entire financial life in one place and keep it current and pair it with AI that actually thinks about Bitcoin the way that I do. So over the past year, I've built a software tool that's designed around Bitcoin and personalized to your life. It includes all of your expenses, your income, debt, your life events, so like future home purchases and college savings, your tax liabilities, and it's all tied together in one place. And it can model things like Bitcoin returns and if you can borrow against Bitcoin in retirement, or if you want to sell it, it can also show you that. And having all this in one place helps me to make strategic decisions to lower taxes, save money, and then stretch the assets that I have further and just give me a good idea of when I can actually retire. The best part is that I can download my entire financial plan in one click into a file, and this strips all my personal information, and then I can upload it to an AI agent that's trained from a Bitcoin first planning approach. So when you first log in, the app will walk you through onboarding. So you'll put in all of your accounts, your holdings, your income, your debts, and expenses, and this will take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes depending on how organized you are. So once you do it one time, it's in there and you're done, and then you just have to do regular maintenance to update transactions and your holdings as things change. So this is the strategy profile that captures your personal profile and context about you that I talked about earlier. So this includes questions about your Bitcoin conviction, your allocation comfort, how you behave during a drawdown, when you want to be financially free, what your debt philosophy is, and what your priorities are. So this is the context layer. Instead of relying on an AI memory file that might be out of date, you can just click once and this downloads all of your current data in one place with context about you. So once everything is in there, this is what you'll see on your dashboard, your full financial picture in one place. This includes your net worth, your accounts, your holdings, and this all updates as prices move throughout the day. This is the retirement planning page. So this shows you where you are today, and it projects when you can retire based off of your current contributions and return assumptions. We can use Monte Carlo simulation runs, and this runs scenarios based off of Bitcoin's volatility and all the other assets that you may hold's volatility, to show you how likely your plan is to succeed. Then it combines all of your debts, so with the rates, the terms that you have, and the plan that you have for when you want to pay it off. And then you can see what year the debt will actually get paid off. Then there's your retirement withdrawal strategy. So this is a page that shows you a plan for how you'll live off of your assets in retirement. So this is where the money's going to come from to build your paycheck every year. And most Bitcoiners have never seen or taken the time to think about what their retirement paycheck actually looks like. So this is going to model when borrowing against your Bitcoin makes sense based off of a chosen loan to value. And it'll show you how many years these loans can cover your spending completely and when you might need to sell some to do like a hybrid approach. Then the entire plan exports as a clean file that removes all of your personal data and only leaves like your numbers in your plan. So this then solves the first problem of memory and context. Then once you have your export of your entire financial plan, you need an agent that really understands Bitcoin and can support your strategy going forward as you maintain the plan. So the second part of this is a tool that solves the training problem that I talked about earlier. So an AI agent is an AI that's just been given a specific role and a specific set of knowledge files and information to work from. So knowledge files are documents that you give the AI that it would treat as authoritative over like a default AI that's going to be using traditional financial advice rules. So instead of relying on its general training from the internet, the AI is going to use files as its source of truth in these knowledge files instead. So that's how you get an AI that can think in a specific way instead of defaulting to what like the internet says. So I fed these AI agents my approach to things like debt, Bitcoin conviction, withdrawal strategy, custody and estate planning, and tax strategy. This includes everything I think about when I think about financial planning around Bitcoin. So then when I upload my file or ask a question, it's working from a documented Bitcoin first approach instead of the average average internet opinion on Bitcoin. So it can immediately read the export that you're giving it, and it can take into consideration my personal profile context and help me find gaps in my strategy and ways to improve it. I can then upload my plan file and get the analysis back in seconds instead of days or months if you're working with a traditional financial advisor. So let me break down an example so you can see what the difference is here. If we give it a prompt that says, let's say someone has car loans at 6.5% and 7%. They have $3,500 a month in surplus available to spend. They have high conviction in Bitcoin and their time horizon is 13 years. So if you plug this into ChatGPT about what to do, it's going to tell you to pay off the loans first. And then if we assume that you have conviction in where Bitcoin's headed long term and your time horizon is like over 3 to 5 years, at the expected returns of let's say 20 to 30%, the opportunity cost of redirecting like $790 a month from Bitcoin to paying off a car loan early is thousands of dollars over the course of 13 years. So the math says that you should keep the loans and pay minimums and then use the surplus that you have to keep buying Bitcoin every month. The generic AI is reflecting what Vanguard and Morningstar would say. So the system I built is reflecting what I would say after looking at someone's entire financial context. Building the system has given me peace of mind and a lot of clarity and confidence around my family's financial plan that I haven't had since finding Bitcoin. And if you want the system built around your situation, there's a link to apply for my coaching program below. You'll get access to the software program and the AI agents that are trained from a Bitcoin first approach. We'll work together to build your plan and you'll have a system to maintain, implement, and optimize it going forward. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you want to learn more about my approach to financial planning with Bitcoin, you can check out this video here.